Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to Comic Book Club. I'm Alex.
I'm Justin.
I'm Pete.
There'll be three amazing titles to talk about today. We're going to talk about Supergirl number 34. I have a preview for you of Gen 13 number 23.
Advance.
And talk about Four Eyes number 1. So let's get right into it with Supergirl number 34, a new era for Supergirl, tying in closely to Superman and Action Comics by Sterling Gates. What'd you guys think?
Well, this is...
Please, let's hear it from the guy who didn't like it first.
Well, yeah, this is the one that I have liked the most out of all the new relaunch of Supergirl. Yeah, well, because they just kind of redid it. Gave her a new outfit and a whole new story arc and focusing on the teenager and how she messes up and stuff.
Yeah.
And this is... what I liked about it is it really kind of deals with the fact that she's Supergirl all the time. She doesn't have an identity, so Superman was like, hey, why don't you try to be cool? And
so you did like it?
I liked it more than I thought I would.
Oh, okay, that's fair. I love this. This is one of the most nuanced comic books out there right now. Like the way it deals with a lot of DC continuity in a smart way instead of like a belabored way. And we're seeing I love the fact that they're writing Supergirl like a character that makes mistakes. And she goes through ups and downs. There's a story, it's published in the Daily Planet, really that's negative about her. And she gets so upset, and it's just great. And it's in one panel, just her sitting on the top of a building, crying, newspapers everywhere. It's great.
Yeah. The thing that's great about the story and what Sterling Gates does here is it's all about names. Throughout the entire thing, from the way they use the villain, to the way they solve the problem, to every single bit of dialogue is really about that. It's about a theme, and he explores it. And I thought that is very cool, a really neat thing to do in a single issue, really well done. I'm hoping that he brings that to the rest of the run. I'm actually a little disappointed that we just get this single issue and that it collides into the new Krypton thing. You know, there's a promise at the end that everything is going to change next issue for Supergirl. I feel like everything did change this issue, so why change it again?
True, though I will say this is a very clear extension to the run that just came before it, where Supergirl was trying to save the boy who had cancer's life and then actually failed at it. How often do you see Supergirl fail? It's great. The writing is very good.
Yeah, I disagree with you a little bit. I thought the last thing was kind of ridiculous. But I really hope it stays in this direction and really kind of focuses. I feel like this is the best it's been so far. I was disappointed that, you know, Superman's supposed to be the perfect shining beacon, and like Supergirl is littering on top of a building. Superman does nothing about it. I was like, come on, no one's going to pick up those papers.
Between the panels.
Yes.
No one's going to pick up these papers. Or the fact that she pulled some out of her hair and then flicked it. Nobody went and got that.
Wow.
It was just
very specific criticism from
If you were a superhero, you'd be called the asshole.
Yeah.
The real challenge here is a lot of people can write a good issue of Supergirl. Will it continue for more issues than that? Certainly hopeful after.
That's a challenge, Sterling.
Bring it on, Gates. I would say definitely pick this up.
Definitely pick it up.
Yep. All right, let's move on. Talk about Gen 13, number 23, continuing the World's End storyline. We liked the take on Gen 13 last time we talked about it. Checking in a couple of issues later, also talking about the World Storm in general. What do you guys think?
Well, I like this. I like the boldness with which Wildstorm is making these moves. This issue, though, there's a lot of vignettes about what the characters what their fantasies are, what they would rather be doing, rather than dealing with the end of the world. And I wanted more to be happening in the rest of the story and have these be nice little escapes for them. Gen 13 is kind of occupying the part of the World's End universe where they're like lighthearted and trying to like see with fresh eyes. But it's coming across as too much in that direction. I want to see them dealing with all this horror, and using it as an escape. Like taking some of the ideas from Supergirl, where it's like heroes that are young and like don't know how to deal with things, so they go on flights of fancy. Then we have an issue that's interesting. This, I think...
Well, I think also the art reflects a little bit of the story, where the art isn't as gritty. It's a little light. It's a little bit more cartoony. And they're kind of trying to stay in that realm. I do think it was. I was a little disappointed with the flash of fantasy. I was just like, hey, the world's ending. Let's deal with this. You know, I can understand that. Hey, you know what? I wish I was here. We all wish we were in better places. You know, but I feel that like
it's getting dark over here.
But I feel like you know, deal with what's at hand. You know what I mean? Like comics are my escape. I don't want to see
What?
Yeah.
Escape from what? Your friends?
Hey, what's up?
Or
Hey.
enemies. You know, however you want to look at it.
That's very different. That's a very different idea.
I also feel very mixed about this issue. I felt like because of the fantasy scenes, it got a little choppy at times. It's a little bit of a choppy read. I do like a lot of the stuff that happens in there. There's some good jokes. There's some good art. There's good follow through. I'm definitely interested to see where it's going. And kudos to Wildstorm for continuing this whole Worldstorm thing.
Yeah. For
even the couple of months that they have. You know, I know they've gotten a lot of flack for not releasing issues on time.
Yeah.
They have been releasing every single issue on time.
Yeah.
So
Also, that being said, I really like the little thing at the end.
love the backup story.
Yeah, backup story was great, especially the guy.
They're
Two
consistently
machetes as a leg and then a flamethrower. I'm into
That's straight up.
I love
Pete is this close to changing his leg, his human leg, for a machete.
Yeah,
So
two of them.
if you write in, tell him to do it. And
In fact, he's thinking about taking off his legs and his arms and his head and just replacing them all with
Not
machetes.
machetes. Just being a whirling dervish. Well, I like this. Reminds me of the Ultraverse from back in the day, where the continuity is very tight. There's a real spine in the universe, and they're all sticking very close to it. I love that more.
Would you say pick it up?
Oh, yeah.
Pick it up, even though there are some failures in it. Just like Pete's the failure.
No, just like Pete's machetes. Let's talk about Four Eyes, number 1.
Maybe not pick it up.
Speaking of Pete, you're really looking forward to this. What'd you think?
Oh, I thought you were going to call me Four Eyes, and then I thought we were going to fight.
Oh, I was gonna make that joke.
Four Eyes.
No, awesome. I was really looking forward to it. I'm excited for the world that Joe Kelly is developing. Very different, very cool, very exciting. I'm very interested to see how things start to tie together and start to work. It's a little crazy. I mean, I know about New York City during the Depression. I didn't know.
You lived it. You lived during the
No, I
Depression.
didn't live it. But I did not know there were dragons flying around at that time.
A little known fact: dragons were alive in Lower Manhattan.
Yeah.
And not only that, but dragons were used in underground fight clubs.
Yeah.
It's great.
But I really liked it. I mean, it's all through the, kind of the eyes, if you will, of a kid. And
The eyes of a child.
so I'm very interested to see where it goes. I love the art. The writing's good. I wasn't as blown away as I wanted to be, but I'm definitely really looking forward to number 2.
How blown away do you want to be? Severely?
Well, I'm just
To
saying
the extreme.
it's got,
What did you think of it?
I like the art takes a little getting used to, but by the end of it, it's nice because it goes from very reality bending art to very specific, detailed art on the dragon specifically. And it's nice. You're following a character. The writing is detailed, specific. You get to meet the character in a really nice way, and you follow. You stick with him. And I love old-timey things, and this takes place.
Yeah. I like the art a lot, actually. I think that was my favorite part about the issue. Reminded me a little bit of a mix between the guy who did Angel Revelations and Tim Sale a bit, sort of halfway between that.
Very astute.
And thank you very much. And I do like the idea of this very matter-of-fact way of presenting a world with dragons. Yeah. I wish for a first issue there had been a little more of setting up of the rules. Yeah. I like being thrown into a situation, but I also, even in the back, figuring out some way to give it this, that. And they do have a little bit of, I didn't mean to say the back, but there actually is a little bit of background material in the back of the issue. But I wish there was a little bit more of that.
Yeah, nobody's kind of being like, what do you mean dragons?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, dragons.
Hey, excuse me, sir. Well, the thing is, it's very true. Halfway through the issue, the main character has a tragedy, a dragon-based tragedy. And you're like, what? And then all of a sudden it's like, yeah, dragons are around. Right?
Yeah.
Right, everybody?
That's how I make my living. What?
Yeah. I'm a big dragon fighter.
I mean, even with that scene, I was like, oh, there's a secret dragon. But no, then the next scene, they're like, hey, there's a dragon. There's
Dragon,
not right
Yeah,
now.
then there's people walking around with signs like, watch out for the dragons.
Yeah. Anyway. You say pick it up?
Yeah.
Yeah, pick it up. It's a good first issue.
On a lark, pick it up.
Also, start playing the...
It's because it's a good comic. You should pick it up.
No, on a lark.
On the lark's back. The video game Double Dragon is also very good.
It's alright. If you have a question, you can write
all
us.
right.
Yeah, on a lark, probably.
Yeah.
This
That's
guy.
not what that means. If you have a question, you can write us at thecomicbookclub@yahoo.com. You can subscribe on this channel. Please respond in a comment manner below.
Yeah, nice.
Do a video response with your video camera.
On a lark.
On a
Yeah,
lark.
Marvel boys.
Try out a phrase.
And if you're ever in New York City, what can they do?
They can come visit us on a Tuesday. If you're in town at 8 o'clock, we do a live show at the Pit. It's a lot of fun. We have guests, and we give away prizes.
Well, see you guys next time.
I need a catchphrase like that. What do you think? What do you think?
That's not a good catchphrase.
What do you think?